Hi guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today's video is the second episode of me perfecting my Genshin account. As you can see on the screen here, we have Xiao. I hope I'm not pronouncing his name very badly. In today's video, we are going to be perfecting his build. Thankfully, the artifacts that I already have on him are not that bad, so we only need to work on his talents. After we build his talents up a little bit, we're gonna move on to another character. In today's video, we're going to be taking care of 3 characters. So that's that. 2 of those characters are just mostly going to need talent materials, and 1 character is in desperate need of artifacts, so that's what we're going to be doing today. Without any further ado, we are going to get into his talent level up material domain. We're going to farm that domain until I can finally get closer to, finishing building him. He is a character that I've had for about 3 years now. Pretty sure the 3-year anniversary of me getting him was like 5 days ago. So that's pretty recent. I never really thought about building him back in the day when I got him for some reason. I only started building him in 2024. Probably in one of my previous videos there's like some footage of me actually leveling him up, ascending him, and giving him some artifacts, but I don't really remember which one. I'm pretty sure it was in one of those videos of me trying to fix my account. And now, after some time, I think his build is pretty good. He wasn't doing a lot of damage when I tried him out before leveling up his talents. I had like 2 situations where I wanted to test him out because his crit rate to crit damage ratio is pretty good, and I think his build is actually pretty good, but his talents were not leveled up, so I'm not really surprised he didn't do as much damage. We're not going to be doing a showcase for him today in this video, but I will show you guys his build, his stats, and all of that stuff after we level up his talents, so that I could show you kind of his whole build. And obviously, if you guys have any recommendations or any tips on building certain characters that you see in my videos, I would really appreciate it. I think I've been saying that from the beginning of this YouTube channel that I'm not the best at building characters. I usually, use this site, but I think I'm getting a little bit better because I didn't really need to check this talent upgrade reference that much when I was leveling up his talent, so I think I'm getting better at it. I decided to use some fragile and transistent resin just so I could get as many of his talent level up materials as I possibly can. I think in the first videos on my channel, I was saying that I am the type of a person that would love to do literally everything in one sitting, like build a character in just like one sitting, upgrade his levels to the max level as fast as possible. Obviously, that is not very possible unless you pre-farm, and I of course cannot pre-farm because, well, I already have him. And I have other characters to build with the series, so when I get the chance to use a fragile resin or a transistent resin, I immediately use that chance. I use every single last one. That's why sometimes I'm not able to speed up the building process for other characters. For an example, like Fischl, I did not manage to level up her talents that much, I'm pretty sure. or her weapon and all that stuff, but we're gonna get into that in one of the future videos. I would also love to know if you guys would like a new series of me playing Honkai Star Rail. It would be kind of similar to Genshin. I would be building characters there. I'm kind of new to the game, but not really. I've had an account for like 2 or 3 months. I haven't been logging into the game every single day, but that is because, I don't know, the main game that I play is Genshin, but I don't really have that much to do on Genshin, so I like to get on like Honkai Star Rail sometimes and figure out how to build the characters. There, you know, the fighting mechanic is different, the domains are different, it all looks different. So, and I know I can't really, you know, change the games that I play on this channel, so I would love to know if you guys would like to see me play Honkai Star Rail. I would obviously still be making the Genshin videos, but I would also be making Honkai Star Rail videos from time to time, so obviously I'm not going to stop recording Genshin. Also, I need you guys to know that what you're watching right now are clips from a different day. They're actually from today, because I wanted to level up Xiao's talents one more time, especially his normal attack, since his plunging attack does most of the damage after you turn on his ult. And as you can see here, I decided that I'm gonna level up his elemental skill one time. I feel like it should be at least on level 6, so obviously we're gonna be getting back to Xiao in one of the future videos. As for now, this is most of the stuff that I did for him. His normal attack is also going to be leveled up, and then we're gonna get into his overall build. Okay, so now it's time to show you guys his stats. I'm pretty proud of how he is built, especially because I wasn't farming his domain that many times. The crit rate to crit damage ratio, I think it's pretty good. His crit damage could be a little bit higher, but I'm pretty proud of those stats. He has 152 crit damage. Obviously, like I said, it could be a little better. This is the weapon that I have on him. It was recommended to me quite a long time ago. I think it's good for him, but I'm not sure. It could be ascended one more time, but I feel like that will be in the near future. The artifact set that I've got on him is the Vermilion Hereafter. His flower, I would say it's pretty good. Obviously, if it had like crit rate on it as well and went a little bit more into crit damage, then it would have been better, but still, I'm not complaining. I'm really proud of his plume though, and the stats there are pretty good. Now, his sense, I'm definitely gonna need to farm for a better sense for him. I'm not really proud of those substats, maybe except the energy recharge, but other than that, there isn't really anything to be proud of when it comes to his sense. His goblet, I would say it's pretty good. I could obviously give him Jean's goblet, but I don't want to since my Jean is pretty good too. But this video is not about her. And his circlet, I'd say it's pretty good. It could have like crit rate or whatever as a substat, but I'm not complaining. I think it's pretty great. He is C0, and obviously you've seen me level up his talents before. This is how they are looking like right now. Overall, I think I'm pretty satisfied with the way he is built. The only thing that needs replacing is his sands, but we're gonna be working on that in the future, and maybe we will ascend his weapon in the future as well. Now it's time to move on to the next character, and that character is going to be Neuvillette. I'm also pretty proud of his build. His talents definitely need leveling up, so we are going to be taking care of that. Neuvillette's talent domain thingy was on the same day as Xiao, so I wanted to kind of balance it out a little bit so I could, level up their talents on the same day. And I managed to do a pretty good job when it comes to Neuvillette. I only leveled up his talents, his normal attack once, but still, I think that still counts for something. He has been doing amazing damage, and I'm really proud of his build, even though I was struggling when I was farming his artifacts. And I know I could still probably get him even better ones, but for now, I'm not prepared for farming artifacts mentally, since I've already been doing that for the third character that you're gonna see in this video. I feel like I'm pretty sure that my struggle does not come from the fact that I do not know how to defeat certain enemies. It does not come from that. It comes from the fact that I don't get great rewards when it comes to the artifact domains overall. When I was farming for Neuvillette, I feel like the artifacts that I was getting were not that great. And obviously, if you keep on getting bad artifacts, you get discouraged to farm even more, and it gets kind of like really tiring after some time. So I definitely don't have any issues with, defeating enemies. I just have an issue with not getting good rewards.
Settle down. Be sanctified.
Go in! One with nature.
Silence.
Revenge knows me. Let's light it up!
Let the mighty be humbled. Bow your head.
Shower me with... One with nature. Teamwork is strict! Fallen leaves, adorn my nights! The wind knows me. Yoo-hoo! Let my name echo in song!
There's a tear in my robe. Silence. Be sanctified.
Okay, so now after we have defeated his weekly boss, we're gonna level up his normal attack and we are gonna get into his build. Now, like I said, I'm kind of proud of the way that he is built. His crit rate to crit damage ratio is pretty good. I don't know if he should have more HP than he does, but he works pretty well. He could obviously still have a little bit more crit damage, but that is something that I will be taking care of in the very, very, further future. The weapon that I've got on him is a free-to-play weapon. I don't think I have any better weapon for him. The only thing that I need to do with this weapon is refine it to rank 5. Now, his artifact set is the Marechaussee Hunter. I think it's the best one for him overall. When it comes to his flower, I think it's pretty great. It could have went a little bit more into the crit damage, but I'm not really complaining since at least it went into the crit damage once. His plume is pretty good. I don't really have anything to say about it. The crit damage is impressive. The crit rate is alright. With the sands, I'm not mad at the sands. I think it's pretty great as well. Still, it could have gone a little bit more into the crit damage, but I don't have any better sands for him as of right now. Now, the goblet is the artifact that I actually have an issue with. I don't really have any really good goblets for him specifically. Farina has a really nice goblet, but I don't want to take it away from her since she is one of my best built characters like ever. We're gonna be getting into her build and her talents in one of the future videos, but I don't have any better goblets for him, so that's what I gave him. Now his circlet, I gave him a crit rate circlet. It has crit damage as a substat. If it went a little bit more into the crit damage, it would have been way better, but still, I'm not complaining. I think his build is pretty good. I have him C1. If you watched my video on me, building him, then you know what kind of a roller coaster it was for me to get that constellation. Because I got the capturing radiance, and obviously you know how his talents look like because I showed you before. Now moving on to the third character, since Neuvillette is from Fontaine, we're also going to be perfecting but also building another character from Fontaine, and that character is Navia. Now, I'm gonna show you guys her build right now instead of at the end of, me farming her artifacts, but we're gonna get to that in a second. I gave her the best free-to-play weapon that I could. She uses the same talent level up materials as Neuvillette, and he was, he is my priority more than she is. I prioritize him more right now than I prioritize her, but that's gonna change when we give her some better artifacts. As you can see, she had the Marechaussee Hunter set first, but I changed it out into the artifact so that it's better for her. The only artifact from that set that I had was the flower. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst, so I can't really complain. The reason why I did not show you her crit rate to crit damage ratio is because it's kind of like, not the best. We're going to be farming some artifacts for her in this video. Her goblet, I think it's pretty great, especially the crit damage. And we obviously need to change out a lot of her artifacts. And let me tell you, this is one of the hardest things that I have done in this game. is changing out a character's artifact. She was doing pretty great damage with the Marishuse Hunter artifact set before 100 and something K. But I still felt like, well, like, what can I do to make her better? And I found out that is not the best artifact set for her. So we're gonna be farming the right artifact set for her in this video. Now, here's the thing. I managed to get some okay artifacts for her, but they're still not as good as I would like them to be. So this will still be, you know, and this will be the unfinished part of the video. Now, don't get me wrong, the Marishuse Hunter is still a good artifact set for her. I just wanted to give her the artifact set that is actually the most used. I think the site that I was using to build her used Marishuse Hunter as a good artifact set, but I've never really paid attention to this specific artifact set, and I think it's way better for her when you have a 4-piece set of that artifact set. And you're gonna see me farm this domain a lot of times during this video. This thing that I like to do, and you might notice it in a little bit, I like to log into Genshin one day, convert all of the resin into the condensed resin, and then I like to log out of the game, log in back again after some time, after the resin fully replenished. That way I can farm a specific domain 10 times on a specific day, and I feel like it helps me a little bit. It makes my life a little bit easier. You know, out of like all of the artifacts that I got, I'm out of this, you know, farming session, I got one good artifact and one okay artifact. Obviously, everybody's ranking of artifacts is a little different. I don't mind if my artifacts are 3-liners instead of 4-liners. So that's that. If an artifact seems really good and is a 3-liner, I'm not gonna be mad about it. I'm actually gonna be happy, because my luck when it comes to artifacts is not the best. And here you guys can see the good artifact that I liked, and now I'm actually gonna give it to her. Now, some people might get a little bit mad. I was like thinking whether I should give her that her old artifact and, you know, enhance this new one, but I decided, okay, no, like I'm gonna try to level up with these like 3 and 2-star artifacts that I've got, so don't worry, because I'm also kind of saving artifacts for Brisley. His rerun is gonna be out in the new version, I think on the second phase. Now, the substats, they didn't disappoint me like crazily, but they were not the best. I think it could have gone into crit rate a little bit more and crit damage. But of course, I can't really do anything about it. If I am correct, I think there's artifacts that you cannot craft any of those artifacts in the, I don't know if it's called the artifact strongbox. You can't craft any artifacts from that specific set in it. So that was also a little bit of an issue. You know, I was praying very hard to when I was leveling up these artifacts for it to not go mostly into death and all of that stuff, but as you can see, my prayers were not answered. So the flower was a little bit of a disappointment, 17% deaf. Who needs that? Now I was thinking about, which artifact should I give her, if I should give her the crit rate one or the crit damage one. But I decided to give her the crit rate one in the end, or the crit damage. I can't really remember. It's kind of like a placeholder as of right now. Obviously the stats are not the best. She needs more crit rate, but I also want to keep the crit damage as high as possible. So I was struggling over here, alright? I was struggling over here. Like, I was praying for a miracle in one of these other artifacts. As you can see, like, I'm leveling them up to level 4 just to see what will the 4-liner be. And I wasn't very successful in getting any good substats. Okay, so now after I picked out some artifacts for her, we're gonna go farm the domain a couple of more times. I definitely tried to keep it short. I did not put a lot of the footage of me actually farming the domains in because I felt like it would just be too much, and it would just, be me, repeating the same thing over and over, just different artifacts, just getting different artifacts. So after this farming session that I'm gonna show you guys, we're gonna get into her build. I'm gonna show you guys the changes. Now with this artifact, I totally forgot that I got it. And thankfully thanks to me watching back the footage, I changed her build a little bit. So I started doing that. I'm gonna get more in depth of what I still need to do when it comes to her build when I actually show it to you guys. And so yeah, I feel like we're really close to achieving the goal with her. It also all depends on our luck, so I hope that I'll be able to achieve it pretty quickly, maybe in the next episode. Okay, so now it's time to get into her build. When it comes to the stats, we're gonna talk about those in a bit. I did not change her weapon. I changed out like a couple of her artifacts. Now, I think the flower is pretty good. I changed it out from the one that gave us 11% of crit rate to the one that gives us 29% of crit damage. I mean, that's a pretty good artifact. I changed out her plume. I don't have the previous one because I used it to level up one of her new artifacts. I think the stats are pretty good. The crit damage, it went a lot into crit damage, so now I kind of have more of an idea on what kind of a circlet I want to give her. Now with this goblet, I changed it out, which you're gonna be able to see in a little bit. At first I gave her Ningguang's goblet, but then I changed it out again. I decided to use her old flower to level it up. I hope that is not triggering for anyone, because I know that some people do not like to use old artifacts to build new ones. Unfortunately, I did not have that many materials to actually level up and give her a new goblet, so I just decided to go, the easy way about it, and I'm pretty glad that I did. Because it gave us a lot of crit rate, which is actually what we need. With her circlet, which we're gonna get into in a little bit, I definitely want to go to the direction of a crit rate circlet. I know I had one. I have no idea where it went. I probably got rid of it at one point, unfortunately. Or I just can't seem to find it, so we're gonna need to change that out. We're gonna need to farm for a crit rate circlet. I hope it's not gonna be too much work. So I'm praying that I get lucky. Those are the stats. Obviously the crit rate to crit damage ratio is not it's kind of bad, but obviously with a crit rate circlet it's gonna be alright. But anyways, since we are approaching the end of this video and I have already showed you guys everything that I wanted to show you in this video, I would like to thank you guys very much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video, and if you like the content that I make, you can always like and subscribe to see some more content from me. And yeah, I hope that the future videos will be way more organized than the first ones, but it's a little bit chaotic right now. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and bye, see you next time.